Does stress ever affect your sleep? Some people can't think their way out of emotions, but calming their nervous systems can help them think clearly. In this video, you will learn how to eliminate stressful situations in your life. How do emotions overcome your rational behavior and logical thinking? And how to train your brain to become calmer so that you can process emotions and positively feel them. So you might be thinking, why do emotions get trapped in your body? What does it mean to have trapped emotions? We will answer all these questions. But before we start the video, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you won't miss future updates. Without any further delay, let's get into the video. Our nervous system is designed to go through a natural cycle of being at rest and wakefulness. A healthy nervous system spends more time in a calm state than in an activated state. The better you understand your emotional world, the more you can process your feelings in healthy ways. When we experience emotionally overwhelming events, we cannot process what happened, accept our emotions, and ultimately express them through our actions. We hide them deep inside us where others can't see them. And we end up hiding them from ourselves too, which means we are bottling ourselves up with unprocessed emotions. We must let these emotions go away. However, untreated emotions don't vanish on their own. We need to find the root cause and the solution too, or else they can affect how you think about yourself, respond to stress, your physical well-being, and your relationships with others. You must have heard people refer to the trauma as being stored or trapped in the body. That isn't necessarily a scientific way to put it. However, the symptoms of traumatic stress can manifest themselves physically. It may be because the brain associates a specific memory with any of your past traumatic events, often at a subconscious level. When you find yourself in a situation in which you are afraid, your brain activates a physical response to that emotion called the fight, flight, freeze response. Emotional vibration. According to Nelson, when a person experiences an emotion, he develops an emotional vibration. 3 things happen when an emotion is experienced. 1. We feel the emotion and any thoughts or physical sensations associated with it. 2. This is where the brain and body's interdependency comes into play. And 3. We move on from the emotion by processing it. Sometimes you don't know the weight of something you've been carrying until you feel the weight of its release. This is something that perfectly resonates with the theme of our video. To explain further, we've found an outstanding example. Example of a polar bear. Peter Levine, the founder of Somatic Experience Therapy, explains this process so well and shows the cycle of the nervous system using a simple example of a polar bear. So, the polar bear was peacefully doing its thing when a group of researchers suddenly chased him down with a helicopter and fired a tranquilizer dart. That was stressful, and the bear couldn't stop the researchers from examining him. The bear had experienced a traumatic event. But after the researchers left, he began shaking violently, and it was his body's natural response to burn off the excess adrenaline that surged through his body when he was trapped. So, after shaking for a while, the bear walked off with no after effects of the experience, and eventually returned to a calm state of hunting and eating. Our brain goes through a complete cycle of how emotions are processed inside us. We start with a state of rest, become alert, the fight, flight, freeze response is activated, and then we move on with it. In humans, the process of letting your emotions go is mostly in the form of physically shaking or crying until one feels safe again. And once again, our brain is back to the normal state of rest and processing of emotions. Now let's take a minute and see how we can let go of the emotions bottled up inside us. Have you ever seen someone about to hit a car? Their immediate reaction to thinking about someone who was in a car accident but isn't hurt is this weird laugh. However, afterward, they often go into this shaky or unstable stage. It is your body trying to burn off that adrenaline and process through those stress chemicals you just got flooded with. Your body naturally tries to calm itself by physically going through the emotions. Our tremendous brain helps us plan, think, and have self-control. but it often gets in the way of our rational thinking. The deep-rooted emotions interfere with our natural ability to process that stress response. Therefore, emotions get trapped in the body. They get trapped in muscle tension, stress chemicals, and hormones like cortisol that we carry within ourselves. To process our emotional stress and move it out of our bodies so it doesn't get stuck there, we must express our feelings and emotions rather than suppressing them. We must also learn how to express our emotions healthily through both body and mind. And to do that, we should know how to recognize our feelings. Steps for recognizing our feelings. First, recognize, or self-awareness. The challenge is to recognize and feel the emotion in your body. It is where mindfulness comes into play. The goal is to perceive what is happening in our body, to accept and feel it fully without judgment. Second, respond, or self-expression. Emotions need to be expressed to be processed. The goal is to move the energy of the emotion in and out of the body so we can release it. This self-expression must be authentic and embodied. Remember that true healing occurs when the body and mind are integrated, so express the emotion through the body and the mind simultaneously. Third, reset, or self-care. When we have neglected our bodies and ignored our emotions, we need to go back to self-care of our bodies and minds and allow ourselves healing habits that bring a sense of well-being. The goal is to realign with our authentic selves, return to a relaxed and open state, and return to well-being and balance. Allowing yourself to feel and express these emotions openly so you can release stuck emotions in your body. Not only will it help you ascend to a very healthy level, but it will also help you discover a lot about yourself and how you can handle situations. Nothing is more healing and empowering than allowing yourself a little self-care, especially when you're in the middle of certain difficult situations. The right time to enjoy a few days of one-on-one sessions with yourself is when you're in the middle of emotional turmoil. Self-care is not only for your benefit, but also for the ones around you. You cannot take care of others unless you can take care of yourself first. Most of us tend to ignore this completely and overburden ourselves. Think of self-care as a reset button. It helps you recharge your neglected body and mind. The more time you take good care of yourself, the better you feel. And the better you'll be able to manage and release trapped emotions in your body. If an emotion is not fully processed, it can get stuck in the body. However, it's the limbic structures of the brain where emotional processing takes place. While some areas of your body are certainly tense or can be associated with an emotional experience, the brain ultimately rebuilds the emotion by using techniques to work with your emotions, such as therapy, intentional movement, and shadow work. You can learn how to process past traumas and release the associated body tensions. In this video, we've seen why emotions get trapped in our bodies and how we can release this by reducing stress. You can release your stress by acknowledging your feelings, processing the trauma, and other ways. When was the last time you were stressed? Tell us, what do you do when you can't control your emotions? If you found this video interesting, give us a thumbs up and don't forget to share the video with your friends and family. Thank you for watching the video.